Out of the industry of the 60s, road you a crash with just a few white lanes. Don't Boulevard, that's a bumper in the middle lane. Just away on the full-line door, that's a 10 that's assault the second lane from the left with the 10 and left line. It's just a mix you on the 5-door before adding a Tito. That's the car fires that the off-ramp block and when the cruiser on the speed and traffic backs up pretty heavy from Avenue Arizona. And if I was dying, you'll see you there faster. I'm Zachary Hagan. I've been a small business person my entire adult life, and over the years, several HR issues I got made of it. I could never afford an HR person. But there's an answer, Bambi.com. And with Bambi, you get an HR person starting at just $99 per month. And I thought this was too good to be true. This is real. Bambi helps you deal with your HR problems, like writing HR policies, sexual harassment training, hostile work environments, terminations. That was my problem. People complaining about other employees, all putting you and your business at risk. With Bambi, you get access to your own dedicated HR manager available by phone, email, real-time chat. Go to Bambi.com, type in KFI under the radio drop-down when you sign up. Bambi.com, that's KFI under the radio drop-down. I want the credit, please. Spell BAM, B-E-E, that's BAM, B-E-E, that's Bambi.com. Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. You can sign today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com. Visit call 833-422-4255. Or you better take your COVID-19 by the California Department of Public Health. True Crime Podcast, Paper Ghost, is back with a brand new case. Season 3 delves into the 1992 cold case murder of Penny Josewicki, a New Jersey college student, and uncovers a murky police investigation, a pool of new suspects, and a community still desperate for answers 30 years later. Penny's supposed to be on campus, and she's not here, and people are starting to get worried. Listen to Paper Ghost on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast. KFI, AM 640. If you see me walking down the street, and I start to cry, walk over, walk over, my dear, you don't see the tears that let me breathe. Inside this horse's time, I see you, I'll break down and cry. Walk over, walk Walk on by, one of our great collaborations with the late great Cliff Baccarat. It's also lovely saying about in UFOs investigating the unknown new series that she has so produced in this series, and also true to her original story in the New York Times. Senator Harry Reid played a huge role in both, because he had came forward and admitted that he had helped sponsor this secret program, came up with millions of dollars to fund one UFO program that turned into more than one over the years. I've said on this program before, I had a sort of an ongoing secret private conversation with Senator Reed for 30 years about UFOs and tried to keep him engaged with the topic. I think he made only one public statement in all the years I talked to him about it. That was back in 1989, because his staff, as Leslie reports in this new series, his staff told him, hey, this is not a good idea for you to talk about. But he finally came forward, spilled the beans, and made all the difference to that New York Times story, and it makes a big difference to this series. We're going to talk a little bit more about that, and Lou Elizondo and Tom DeLong right after this on Coast to Coast AM.
Real people, real stories. I am acute eczema. I have been to minimum of 3 different dermatologists. I have tried every cream and ointment that you can imagine. It's been everything. So I started taking Carnivora, and at this point, I don't want to ever be without it. I won't go back there again.
Our little dog developed this lymph problem. The chemotherapy lasted for 6 months. We started developing more lymph nodes that were swelled up. So I thought I'd get my Carnivora. The lymph nodes started to go down, swelling dead. Then I took them into the vet to have them checked out, and there was no trying it all inside. My cat had issues that developed in his eyes, so my veterinarian said, you know what, just go ahead and remove the eye. So that night I heard the Carnivore advertising. So I said, you know what, I'm going to order this product. That way, at least I tried. They did the procedure, they did all the tests, so their surprise was that, I don't know, when you take this product, saves their eye. George Norrie here. I'm pleased to announce that Carnivora has officially launched its pet division. That's right. Both you and your pets can benefit from nature's nutritional powerhouse. Try Carnivora and get food for yourself. Call 1-866-836-8735. That's 1-866-836-8735. Or visit carnivora.com. Carnivora.com. Don't wait. Call today. Carnivora.com. Carnivora.com. Marvelous Entertainment and author Margaret Sunderland have released the newest action adventure science fiction that specifically deals with the question, are we alone in the universe? This action-packed drama includes a 7-novel masterpiece, comic books, video games, and movies that Sergeant Waggott's journeys across the universe. Get 20% off the entire 7-novel series and all future graphic novels enter coupon code Coast to Coast, all lowercase on Marvelous.com. That's Marveleous.com. Leslie Kane, is your series, is it all airing on National Geographic, or just the first couple and then it moves to Hulu, or is it on both?
It's on both, but just the way it works, George, is that Monday night, 2 episodes are aired on National Geographic. So tomorrow there'll be episodes 3 and 4 on National Geographic, and then the day after they move over to Hulu. So 1 and 2 are already on Hulu, and then episodes 3 and 4 go on Hulu on Tuesday this week after they air Monday on National Geographic. And then next week, the last episode goes on National Geographic on Monday night and on Hulu the next day.
Well, I can tell you, episode 3, we'll talk about episodes 1 and 2 in a moment. Episode 3 sounds like it's getting into UFOs and as I mentioned earlier in the program, Robert Hastings has put out this article today that he has personally helped passport a number of these former service members to talk to Arrow, the new organization within DOD that's investigating UAPs. I think it's a really important step. I mean, as you obviously know, the UFO news angle is one that's strangely been ignored by a lot of the media coverage of this over the years, and it's as big as it gets. If that's not national security, what is?
Exactly. I agree with you. It's very, very important. I'm just thrilled that many of them are going to get to Arrow. A couple of them already have, or at least one that I know of. So, yes, they seem to be taking it very seriously there. You're right. It has been neglected. I think part of that maybe because most of the events happened, decades ago, but still, as you recall, one of the Congressman Gallagher asked a question at the hearing last May, the congressional hearing, asked a question about one of those events. So one of the announcements, Air Force Base, I believe was 19 the two gentlemen who were doing, who were the witnesses of that hearing didn't know anything about it. So that needs to be a lot more part of the dialogue now, and I think it's starting to happen.
Episode 1 begins with the TikTok, which is, I think you could probably easily say that's the most important UFO case of all time, in one sense, in that the effect that it has had, how well it is documented, the credibility of those witnesses, Dave Fravor, Alex Petrie, Dan Underwood, that you interviewed for this episode. I mean, it's a really powerful case, and I love how you describe and demonstrate the movement that the TikTok was making during that encounter. It really takes away the argument that you're a seagull or glare or flare. I mean, that's baloney.
Yeah, I think they hired some very good graphic artists to demonstrate how the TikTok was in the episode. Maybe it was later in episode 1, I don't remember. They showed the difference between an airplane cruising over the state of Ohio and a UAP making the same turn but at a right angle. I don't know if you've seen that one yet. It may not be in one of the first 3 episodes.
I don't know.
Okay. They put some, I think, I mean, I think at the end, again, I'm not responsible for this at all, but I just think the visuals, the way they were handled in the episode, really clarify a lot of the imagery that, people would turn to describe. They haven't actually seen it. So, I agree. I thought it was really important to open up with that case because, as you mentioned, it's so important and so well documented. And people have heard of it. So it lets people tune into something they're sort of familiar with.
The reaction to TikTok, to the video. I mean, as you note in this series, the fact that you had the video of TikTok and then Dimple, it's made all the difference in the world. To go along with the testimony of the aviators, very powerful combination. But you still have people, even today, that want to say it's seagulls or flare or glare or something that, to make those kind of arguments, you have to assume that our pilots are nitpicks, are knuckleheads who don't know how to read their own instruments, who don't know what to see with their own eyes.
I mean, I agree, and I think you have to also assume not only that they are nitpicks, but that the analysts of the Department of Defense, who got as well as could ever be analyzed by any technician, and were forced to acknowledge that these were unknown objects. So that you're also saying that they're idiots, and that maybe some guy, who's just sitting there on his computer feels that he can do a better explanation than the Department of Defense. Well, I just don't think so.
As you say in the series, getting Harry Reid was a really big deal. It was critical to having the story in the New York Times go forward, and it's a really critical component of your series now, especially with him being gone. But were you any interest in the New York Times in those days of maybe mailing Harry Reid? That maybe he got this $22 million authorized as a favor to his pal in Nevada?
Yeah, well, they didn't. I mean, some people have raised that as criticism. Oh, the only reason Robert's contract was because, there was just speculative between him and Harry Reid. I don't personally believe that's the case. And I don't think the Times did either. I mean, whatever, they were satisfied with accepting the fact that Bigelow went through the process to apply for that the money that was offered by Harry Reid for the program, and he was the best qualified person to do it. And I don't think there's any doubt about that. So I don't think that there was any special favors there. I just think what was appropriate was what happened.
I know Helene Cooper tells the story in the documentary that once she got that interview and the confirmation from Reid, she was like floating on air. Holy cow, this is an actual story. We're going to be able to get this on.
Thank you for the opportunity. Yes, ROTHSCHILD here. I just wanted to say, you cannot about that documentary from Disney in 1995 is phenomenal. Whenever anybody is new to the UFO topic, I always have them watch that, or I at least do my best to have them do that, because it does tell you a lot about what is known and what the basically media corporations know. And this was, what, 25 years ago? 28 years ago, posted it in the chat. I think it's very interesting. It is basically something that ABC on a major American television, and Michael Eisner speaks in it. You don't know who Michael Eisner was. He was the CEO of Disney, and it features interviews with witnesses who claim to have alien encounters. It's a very strange documentary. You got the CEO there. You got like Mickey and Minnie Mouse, and Goofy and Daffy, and Donald Duck. Additionally, if you have ever been to the MUFON website, MUFON, MUFON.org, alien sightings and UFO encounters, UFO sightings happen every single day. People don't know this, but they do. If you ever had one, it's very important that you report it. I have had one. I saw what was like a big ball of light. It seemed like a glowing sun about 10 years ago, and I reported it on the MUFON website. So if you're new to this, you're like, well, the whole world would know about this if it happened. It happens every single day, and it is tracked on it's not only tracked on a website, but we have this. If you watch other documentaries and look at other documents, it's tracked on radar. So if people are wondering out there, well, Rabbi, why is it that I don't necessarily see these things on a daily basis? I mean, that's a really good idea. I mean, why is it? They can use advanced cloaking technology to render ships invisible to the naked eye. They can hide in plain sight by altering their physical appearance to blend in with surrounding environment. Some may use travel through other dimensions or parallel universes. I mean, really, you have to think one of the really interesting things about our vision is that we only see visible light. So they could be running or have some kind of shield of radio waves, microwave, infrared, perhaps ultraviolet X-rays, gamma rays, cosmic rays, just all kinds of things on the spectrum. So you just have to understand we're only seeing it with what visible light we do have. I find it very interesting as well. We had talked a little bit about the Galactic Federation. And as I always understood, I thought basically once you mature as a civilization, you get into the Galactic Federation, and then all the other civilizations are in the Galactic Federation. But as I understand it, and I put this in the chat below, and I really recommend everyone take a look at the list that I put in the chat below. Basically, there is a civilization called the Zenodians. I didn't really know anything about them. Bit about them, but they're a highly intelligent and evolved species that's been in existence for millions of years. Now, of course, this is just according to what's out there and what AI has been able to pick up from that. But they're able to manipulate control energy and matter at a molecular level, making them capable of performing incredible feats of engineering and technology. Essentially, you have the Galactic Federation versus the Zenodians. So I always thought there'd be peace out in the but apparently the Zenodians possess advanced biological enhancements that will allow them to survive in extreme conditions such as deep space or hostile environments. The society is highly structured with a rigorous hierarchy and caste system that assigns each individual a specific role and purpose. The Zenodians are highly territorial and consider themselves the rightful rulers of the galaxy. They view all other species as inferior and expendable, and are not opposed to using force to achieve their goals. The primary goal in the war with the Galactic Federation is to establish their dominance and control over all other species. The Zenodians possess a massive military force consisting of highly advanced ships and weapons, as well as genetically engineered soldiers and warriors. The ships are capable of faster than light travel, allowing them to travel great distances across the galaxy in a matter of days. The Zenodians employ a range of tactics in their war efforts, including sabotage, espionage, and psychological warfare. Essentially, we're trying to make peace here on Earth, but we have to understand that we're just essentially like a zoo, or this is just like a project, and there are other civilizations out there, and not even they have established peace. It seems like the Galactic Federation is somewhat like the United Nations of different civilizations, so even they may perhaps have other civilizations out there. So with that, I know I covered a lot, but if you can, at the top of my profile, I have in the tweet, someone is asking about this. I am streaming my live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days, for more than 666 days now on YouTube. I have more content than any person in global history, and content is king. So I talk about Disclosure Project. We watch the Disclosure Project on my stream. We watch the documenting on my stream. Another one that I would recommend is the Top Secret KGB UFO file, where you can actually see a UFO up close. I'll put it in the chat as well. Very, very interesting. If you are new to this topic, I suggest what Brian was saying. You should see the Disney documentary. Also watch the Disclosure Project and the Top Secret KGB UFO file. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Working for the small town newspaper, the story of a lifetime, and there's pushback from her editors too after she makes a big splash with a story about this UFO incident that the military initially lied about in 2008. And she
so invigorated by this stuff. And she realized how important it was, and her editors were not into it at that time. So she either quit or she got fired. As I recall, I'm not sure what it was, really sure about it, but and then she just went out and just carried on with the work. And there were so many witnesses in Stevenson who wanted to talk to her. Without her, George, I'm not sure that story didn't even be very well known today. I know. One got involved, the long report done on it, a long study done on it, really, really important stuff.
So this, I don't remember seeing this in the episode too, but wasn't George Bush's home overflown by this thing or something close to it?
I remember that. And I wish I could remember the details. There was something about that. I know George Bush, one of George Bush's facility, homes or something out there. And then there were stories about just taking it, and the Air Force denying there any jets up there, but then later having to admit it. I mean, it was pretty incredible. Unfortunately, I wasn't that involved with that case because when that case happened, I was writing my UFO book, and I just sort of missed it. I'm so glad that we covered it. I wasn't that involved with the coverage of it in our series, but there is this sort of surprise reveal that I absolutely love, and I'm sure you do too.
Oh my God!
So seriously, I don't know if you could say what it is. It's so moving and wonderful for anybody who watches this episode 2 to see what happens to this editor who is the one who gave Angelina a hard time. He's the one who made it impossible for Angelina to cover it at the paper that she's in control of. And she went through this transformation, and I don't want to give it away, but it's pretty spectacular, wouldn't you say?
Yes, it is. It's a great way to end that episode. Tell me the big picture stuff.
Yeah.
You have a couple of minutes left. Big picture stuff. So, it's amazing the changes that have happened in just a few short years. I know I get a lot of people who are new to the topic who think that the pace is so slow and when are we going to know, and I want to know right now everything, but the pace of change that I have seen is absolutely extraordinary over the big picture. But do you think the genie can be crammed back in the bottle now that Congress seems to be fired up? I don't know if you're spending any time on the Hill or talking to people who are, but there's some of those folks who are definitely into this topic and don't seem like they want to let it go.
It seems that way to me too. There are certain members of Congress, certain senators that do not want to let it go. And I'm grateful for that. And there's probably others, not so much in the Congress, but elsewhere that, that would like to put a lid on it. And so it really seems like the momentum is in the forward direction. It's in the direction of, letting Arrow do its work, letting Congress interview the people that they want to interview, collecting information, verify, follow up on things that these people are telling them who have only been able to do this now because of legislation. I mean, George, the fact that legislation is even passed is phenomenal. That, allowing these people with these security oaths and these agreements that don't allow them to talk about these things to actually now talk about them to the Arrow, to the people at Arrow, and to provide information to them about black programs and reverse engineering and all these things that can be followed up and verified by these DoD officials, by members of Congress. And then what's going to happen when they figure out, let's say they get verification of something like that. Of course, then the big question is how much of that will be public.
Yeah.
Even so, that's a lot of things happens with one program or one incident that's absolutely definitive.
Well, I think you're hearing the same.
What do they do?
I think you're hearing the same stories I am about the whistleblowers who have already come forward and told them about legacy programs, about materials and craft, and whether or not that gets made public. Well, I'll tell you what, they will just promise to make sure it gets out one way or another, right?
We'll just have to make it happen, George. And you're doing it already. You're on.
Thanks so much for being here. Congratulations on the series UFOs Investigating the Unknown on National Geographic and on Hulu. Check that out, folks. It's really good. Thanks, Leslie.
Thanks for having me, George. Take care. Thank you.
We're going to the break with Elton John. I've seen the saucers, and in a moment, Paul Stonehill joins us to talk about paranormal and UFO incidents from other parts of the world.
There's no end to what you can try with your 3-day free pass. Sign up today at StartLAFitness.com. Consulting the training, running to running, vital reps to box jump. When you join LA Fitness, it opens the door to premium amenities with Olympic lifting platforms, basketball courts, pools, and more. Start a new day resolution. So get your pass today. Come into one of our hundreds of locations or join online with our latest offers. Grab your free 3-day pass at StartLAFitness.com. That's StartLAFitness.com. And you $30 for consistent amenities may be available. And this free 3-day pass will be available on members only. Other restrictions apply. This year is the year to learn a new language with Rosetta Stone. No matter what's inspiring you to learn a language, travel, work, study, or just for fun, the Rosetta Stone app makes it easy to get started and stay motivated to reach your goals. Right now, get a lifetime unlimited subscription with forever access to all 25 of Rosetta Stone's languages for 40% off. Visit RosettaStone.com today and save 40%. Rosetta Stone, how language is learned.
I love those security questions that now, to determine that I need you. What was the name of your first best friend? No friend. What was the name of your first dog? No dog. What's your favorite band? I hate music and still handle. I have a hard time filling those out. You can tell. Live 6 to 9 a.m. on KMI and on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app. You put all the questions, whether you think they pertain to your sex or not. We just have one form. Here's what I do. When I do a medical procedure or whatever, you get the form. Yeah, and then ask the question, are you pregnant? I just say yes. Still handle. And then go, you figure it out. Live 6 to 9 a.m. on KMI and on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app. Forget about civil rights. Forget about that gay people should have the same rights as the rest of us. How about we care? What, the couple next door to you is gay? Oh, that's horrible. They're great wrestlers. Still handle. No, I would be intimidated because they would always look better than me. Of course. Live 6 to 9 a.m. on KMI and on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app. KMI, AM 640.
No need to keep it in the press. We got this. Los Angeles, Orange County.
Auxiliary Bishop of the Archdiocese of LA has been shot and killed at his home in Hacienda Heights. The Los Angeles County Bishop of the Catholic Church of Dad found shot and killed in Hacienda Heights on Saturday. We had a question with the public. We're very early in the investigation right now, so we do not believe there's any threat to the public. Detective Michael Moshe says that the Bishop David O'Connell was found shot in the Courtsville on Saturday afternoon inside of his home. The public is now searching for answers. O'Connell has served as a priest and bishop for 45 years. Reporter Ryan Baker says O'Connell was 69 years old and originated from Ireland. Former President Jimmy Carter is receiving care and said getting more medical treatment. This, according to officials with the Carter Center, the nation's oldest living former president has made the decision to spend his remaining time at home with his family. The 91-year-old served as commander-in-chief from 1977 to 1981. After leaving the White House, he and his wife, former First Lady Rosalind Carter, spent the next 30 years building homes and advocating for the nonprofit Habitat for Humanity. Classes will resume tomorrow at Michigan State University 1 week after a deadly mass shooting. Interim Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs, Thomas Wyetzel, says they hope for most students to return to classes on campus, but they're prepared to offer additional virtual options. There's extenuating circumstances where students really struggle and they are not able to make it. We have advisors ready to work with them to find what is the best path and what does that entail. Man shot and killed 3 students and critically injured 5 others last Monday. And President Biden is expected to defend the country's continued commitment to supporting Ukraine and to visit Poland this week. National Security Advisor John Kirby said the U.S. will continue to work with Ukraine to meet their evolving needs as Russia's war continues. Kirby says air defense is critical as the one-year anniversary of the Russian invasion approaches. Biden will be meeting with the Polish president and leaders of the Bucharest Nine, a group of eastern-flank NATO allies. Southland weather from KFI, partly cloudy tonight and down to the mid-40s. Inland Empire and Antelope Valley will see mid-30s. Your President's Day tomorrow should be sunny with highs in the mid-60s at the beaches, around 70 most other places. Chance of rain by Wednesday, and we could get rain all the way through next weekend. Right now it's 53 in Irvine, 51 in Brea, 49 in Burbank, 42 in Palmdale. We lead local from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Mark Ron. It's down below in the West South Florida 5. It's 12 people blocking the street up lane. Alhambra on the 10 west, the 7 10 is the first blocking the connection to the 7 10 south. It's 860 west before Zuka Avenue. That's the current block with 2 white lanes to that traffic back up pretty much from 4th to the road. The west 44 by doors at the 10, which is called to the second lane from the left block, into connected to the 10 west. Clarifying the sun, it'll get you there faster. I'm Zachary Kagan. I'm Martin Hope, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I told you about how your nose is the body's air filter. This Navage's powered structure will help flush out allergies, viruses, yeast, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like John, quote, after walking around my whole life being a mouth breather, I was excited to try Navage. I read the directions carefully, pressed the button, and oh my gosh, what a sensation. So much music, so much crush, but oh sweet, merciful air I can finally breathe you through my nose. Never have I ever taken such an amazing breath in my life. This is a life changer, unquote. Each one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Nirvana, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Nirvana is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Nirvana, N-A-V-A-C-E, clean nose, healthy life. Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 90% cheaper? /joy. You'll get a free medical consultation and your free kidney exercise. Love your results or your money back. To start your free online visit, go to forhims.com/joy. That's FORHIMS.com/JOY. It's game day at Tim Town, and a Brannigan Fletcher. Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and throwing seeds for another slice of pizza. I sure hope he brought the Pepto. Mike knows the Pepto-Bismol provides fast, 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upset. Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol when you have not healthy pizza. That's a few out of pizza. When my husband and I first started going out, you know, when you like show the highlight reel and it's not who you are, but you're pretending to be interested in what they're interested in. This is what you do when you're in your mid-20s to impress a guy that you've never done. And then you're stuck sitting through 3 movies of Lord of the Rings and pretending that you're interested. Screw that. Live 9 to 1 p.m. on KFI and on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app. New tomato coming. I don't know what the old tomatoes did that were so bad, but these new tomatoes, I don't know. Purple tomatoes. Wow! The color comes from genetically modified chemical traits. The more screwing around with the food, yeah. The more preservatives. We're still cuddling to yourself. Keep 2 miles of food until we all die. Live 4 to 7 p.m. on KFI and on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app. KFI Live. Everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. American Vision Windows. SoCal choice for energy-efficient windows and doors. AmericanVisionWindows.com. AFI, AM 640. More stimulating talk. wrangler. We move on now. Paul Stonehill is an international researcher and author whose serious research and published work includes UFOs, USOs, Soviet space exploration, and Eurasian paranormal phenomena. He's developed really great sources and media connections all over that part of the world, and is focused on features that are on his YouTube channel, and it's information you really can't find anywhere else online. An amazing array of stuff involving Russian history and Soviet covert operations, warfare in the former USSR, paranormal stuff that'll chill you to your bones in Eastern Europe and Russia and Central Asia. We've got some great current cases and incidents and paranormal episodes and encounters, some very similar to what we've been experiencing here in 2023, and he joins us momentarily. 2023 is off to a turbulent start as despite the U.S. breaking through the $31.4 trillion debt ceiling in January, the administration has no plans to curb spending. It's times like these you want to be diversified. It's times like these you want to have physical gold and silver on hand, and you can buy it at bullionmax.com/post. That's right. Bullion Max will ship the gold and silver fully insured directly to your door. Think about that. Gold and silver are the world's oldest, most proven form of currency. It's there for you when inflation soars, when other assets go sideways, when the lights go out. To get started, go to bullionmax.com/coast and purchase your silver starter kit. Get 6 ounces of solid silver, including a limited vintage Aztec calendar coin, something Bullion Max and I set up just for you listeners. Again, go to bullionmax.com/coast now to purchase your silver starter kit and take the first step to building an emergency reserve of gold and silver. bullionmax.com/coast. bullionmax.com/coast.
Tired of overpaying for your cell phone bill? Switch to Consumer Cellular and save up to half on your wireless plan. Their award-winning 100% US-based customer support team makes switching easy. Plus, you can keep your phone and number with no contract or activation fees. They offer unlimited talk and text with a flexible data plan starting at just $20 a month. You can easily add your family and friends to your plan for just $16 a month per line. Never worry about dropped calls. Consumer Cellular has the exact same coverage as the major carriers for over 99% of the nation. This is all backed by their 100% risk-free guarantee, join the millions of others who have switched. Go to consumercellular.com/radio25 and for a limited time, get $25 off when you use promo code radio25. That's consumercellular.com/radio25. Promo code radio25.
Come back. Is one of my very favorite writers, researchers, investigators on UFOs, USOs, and paranormal, and covers cases and incidents and material that no one else in the world covers. Puts it on his YouTube channel. I spent several hours there today going through some of the most recent entries. Paul, welcome back to the program. We're trying to get Paul back on the phone here. As I mentioned, he's got this YouTube channel that covers UFO incidents, and the first thing that jumps out at you in looking at the first couple of entries there are the similarities to what's going on here right now. These unknown objects, 3 of which were shot down and reached by U.S. Air Force planes. The Russian military has been going through something very similar to that. They've had a number of incidents this month. They also had some similar incidents in January, and then it turns out that the Chinese have been having similar episodes as well. Now, we've heard from Chinese media reports that they think these are American balloons, that they're blaming us for doing the same kind of thing that they were caught doing with that Chinese spy balloon that was shot down off the East Coast. I think that Paul Stonehill is going to be sharing with us information of a different nature. Do we have Paul back? We can't get him. All right. We're trying to call him back now. In addition to the UFO stories that we're going to be covering with him, he has great media sources for stories about paranormal that are just not reported in Western media. For example, one of the things we're going to be covering with him tonight is the sightings of Yeti-type creatures, abominable snowmen, all over Central Asia, Eurasia, Tibet, and Mongolia. Some of these cases, it would really be Okay. So I guess we're going to have to just open up the call to our listeners now, because I don't know where else we're going to go here. We have Paul, who was scheduled to join us for 3 hours. He was on the phone a minute ago, and he's telling us, hold on a second, I'm going to forward this message to Donna. Okay, he is back. Well, that was going to be a long 3 hours if I had to just ramble on. Paul, are you there? I am here, and I gotta tell you, I'm not too happy because I was holding on, and then the call was cut off, and my computer froze up, because I want to look for the backup stuff. Anyway, let's talk. We'll see how it goes. Well, yeah, we're good. We're all good. I was just telling the audience as I was stalling there that there are some similarities to the cases that have made so much news here in the West and North America. You shoot down with these mystery objects and things that are happening in Russia. Let's start there. What did you bring us up to date with for cases that you've reported on your YouTube channel? This very much. Unusual cases of swirling, rotating dots appearing over areas like the Leningrad region, not far from St. Petersburg, and the Russians actually, dispatched aircraft to check it, to search it, but nothing came of it. They're not shooting anything down, even though it's pre-wartime right now, but very unusual cases, and all over Russia, actually. We know that some of them have to do with, whatever launches they're doing at the time, but some cannot be explained. They're trying to explain them away, but those, very rapid dots appear in the sky and disappear. They know it's not satellites that belong to Mars, but Elon Musk. I've had cases from several areas, but especially very interesting is the northwest Russia, St. Petersburg area cases, and definitely their military is worried. Also, there was a case, and I'm going by memory to it, because like I said, my computer, I'll try to restart it. Now, there was a very interesting case where late January and beginning of February when actually the aircraft that belongs to the FSB, which is the world's modern day, they observed the UFO objects, right appearing towards as the course of the aircraft was raised, and also they tried to check it out. They didn't know what it was, but whatever it was no drone, and the object knew that the FSB special aircraft and special mission was in flight. So they're very confused as well. They're trying not to show it. And things are happening, just like in the United States. So you report on these things that you call the St. Petersburg, also known as Leningrad, in this region, and according to what your information comes from, is the airspace was closed over a 200 square kilometer area after something was detected in the sky. What were they saying? Light? There were light dots they mentioned, and quite suspicious in character, and they try to explain it away by regular the regular explanation, but they could not. And one of the top pilots in the area said, "Listen, I've been chasing UFOs under the Soviet times, and when it was not proper to even to report it, so we know what it is. It is a UFO, and he was alluding to it being of non-terrestrial origin. There's only so much they can say. So they did close the airspace for a while. Everybody got worried, and people took pictures and so forth. But then they reopened it, and they used all kinds of special special signals. They called it Kavyor or in different areas of Russia. And again, military aircraft was dispatched. Are you surprised that an incident involving something from the FSB, which is sort of the successor to the KGB, that an incident involving that plane would ever make it into a media source in Russia? Like, what's the media environment like there? And the press have certain freedom, or they get in trouble for telling secret stuff like that? Well, they'll find out. If they go against the line, they'll find out. But Russia is no Soviet Union. I mean, yes, there's a lot of control nowadays, and Australian newspapers show the characteristics, but still information goes in, and Russia is not a uniform state. I mean, you can find out a lot of interesting information reading Siberian newspapers and and even local newspapers in European market. Komsomolskaya Pravda is one of the newspapers I've been reading for many years, and Putin is he likes this newspaper too. Well, I like it as well because they, despite their ideological bent, they do publish a lot of cool stuff about the investigation into the Dyatlov theft or the continuous coverage of the cosmonauts and developments in the storage space industry, and of course UFOs as well. Vladimir Lagovsky is one of their top journalists. I've been in touch with him since 1991 and exchange information. So if you do get interesting stuff, you just have to see through it and just make sure that it's not tabloid media, but you get good news from us. I know you do. You have great sources and you understand the language and everything, and you have cast a very wide net there. I just don't, not much of it makes it out here, unless from you, right? Yeah, and this is very sad because Russia and China are not being covered as they are, and you can see a lot of nonsense that is somehow leaks into the Western press, but that's understandable unless it's a special just disinformation operation, and I don't know who to point to cast Russian UFO research and previous Soviet UFO research as nonsense. Well, somebody is afraid of the information that's coming out, and the more people are finding out in the West or parties and so forth that Russia has had many UFO instances and reports, and they're somewhat similar and somewhat different from the United States, you find out that quite sober and intelligent people have been researching this phenomenon behind the iron curtain and now in Russia. And you start putting one and one together. And you can see that despite all the swamp gas explanations and all other things that is being told about the phenomenon is out there. That's all, and you can't shut us down. There's a lot more fear in that sense, and that the official explanation, oh, that's balloons, that's probably drones. You've mentioned that in a couple of the reports that I watched today. Yeah, it's drones, that's Starlink or something like that. But the explanations that come from the official sources are not believed in a lot of cases. No, they're not believed, and it shows you that, those at the top are running around like chickens without heads and trying to come up with feverish explanations as to what UFOs are, balloons and this and that, and missiles is being extended to shoot down objects like that, but you cannot shoot down the phenomenon. It's out there. And I think it's becoming more and more prevalent for a reason I cannot comprehend, but it's out there. And maybe it's the times that we live in, strange wars, strange sicknesses, who knows? It's kind of scary, I would think, to be a journalist in Russia because you don't exactly know where the line is. You and I have talked about it before when we've had conversations here. In previous decades, yeah, if UFOs were forbidden, they were regarded as Western propaganda of some sort. So their research went underground, and then it's been back and forth. After I was there in the 90s, some of those people who spoke to me on camera openly, they wouldn't talk to me again when I went back a couple years later. So I didn't know what it was like now. We read about a lot of people falling out of buildings and having terrible accidents when they cross Putin. And I know that some journalists have met bad fates there, so but to me it's kind of risky to go too far on this subject. It is, well, nowadays, of course, everything changes and you get into, again, state-controlled territory, but it's not only in Russia. What's interesting about the Soviet Union, yes, it was UFOs was a forbidden subject for many, and people got burned for independent research. The freedom freedom came with Gorbachev. He was a great man, and he brought freedom to the subject of UFOs. In 1989, things came off. We had a cool period until 1994. You know that. You were there as well. But after 1994, everything was being clamped down. And I'm not sure that it was only because that's how the modern Russian government wanted. I don't think, I know that they don't cooperate together with other world governments in trying to put a risk on UFO information. And this is what's scary. Because even though the trees and the subject of UFOs existed in the Soviet Union, they published books by American debunkers in the